Well, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. According to these two idiots, Kevin Feige, the CEO and president of Marvel Studios, is now catering to and taking advice from racist YouTubers.
I haven't really ever been mad at Feige. I'm like genuinely mad about this.
You can blame the anti-woke YouTubers all you want, the racist YouTubers for making all their money pushing that shit. That's fine. The fact that they listen, that's the problem. That these people are listening to this crap, that's the problem.
You must be on crack.
Because you have a movie out right now, you don't want to ruffle any feathers.
Right.
You still want those racists to go see Fantastic Four.
So Kevin Feige, man, you must have said something truly horrific and evil for these two to turn on you like this.
Kevin Feige is talking about Brave New World, and he said the reason that Brave New World struggled was not because it had a bad script, not because it wasn't that well directed, not because they did multiple reshoots and changed a lot of things around with the leader and with Red Hulk. No, it was because it was the first Captain America film without Chris Evans.
Kevin Feige daring to point out that Captain America Brave New World took a box office hit due to the absence of Chris Evans is being twisted and turned into a race issue by these two woke clowns.
That's exactly what he said to a room full of journalists about the failure of or the low box office of Captain America Brave New World. Man, I'll tell you this, Winston. This infuriated me on so many levels.
Roca apparently has a LA internet connection speed going on, which I guess explains the 5-second lag and horrible camera quality.
Own up to your shit. You're a grown-ass man.
Triggered.
How are you going to, in the same breath, champion diversity?
Yes.
Then when you get an opportunity to defend diversity, you kind of throw it under the bus.
Yeah. And if you're going to be out here talking to me about diversity, and then you're going to jump into the fray by delivering a line like this and essentially saying, well, it was the first one without our big white guy, so we went with a black guy, and that's why it didn't do well.
The film wouldn't have done well regardless. If they would have put Bucky in as Captain America or John Walker, what if they put John Walker in as Captain America? It would have been the exact same result because it's not Chris Evans, it's not Steve Rogers, and this is not a race issue.
I was mad when I saw this because it's such a tossed off comment.
And I'm not even a fan of Kevin Feige, but I just think this whole ordeal is hilarious and a classic example of
when the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
Trying to remove people of color and women and black people from being the leads in their stuff. They're canceling their shows all over the place now. They're shutting down all the diversity offices. They thought this is the way the wind was blowing. They need to make their money. So they're going to pretend to care about diversity and pretend to care about these issues.
Now, obviously, all of you and myself have known this for years. Apparently, they're just now getting that. But Roca, in his infinite wisdom, sees this as some alt-right, pro-white conspiracy to make Harrison Ford the lead character of Captain America: Brave New World.
You know what? We're going to cast an old white man who's Harrison Ford, who everybody loves. We're going to put him and make him the lead of the Captain America movie that's supposed to be about Black Captain America. Like, that is not an accident.
Just a reminder, everyone, this is all stemming from Kevin Feige daring to say that Captain America: Brave New World suffered a box office hit because Chris Evans was not in the movie.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Harrison Ford, he's going to sell tickets because the anti-woke people and the people that hate black people in the leads of things are going to now maybe see the movie, and they weren't going to when it was just going to be Black Captain America.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
I mean, Roca, bro, come on. You're seriously crying racism when you yourself have said some borderline crazy shit in the past?
You got a lot of problems, don't you?
And it's also necessary to point out that if Feige would have went with Bucky or John Walker as Captain America and did this movie, and later came out and said these exact same comments, these two clowns would not have had a problem with it. But because Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson is Captain America and he's black, that automatically makes him a victim, therefore it's racist. You see, Kevin, this is what happens when you make woke content for these retards. The moment you backtrack slightly or don't push the political messaging they want you to push in one project.
The storyline you were doing again with Isaiah Bradley
right.
was so strong.
Yeah.
And you could have re-dove into this idea of like, Jesus, America refuses to accept like a black hero like this. Like what is going on? And you could have then had them have to deal with that whole scenario.
Because you didn't make Brave New World about how white people in the United States don't want a black Captain America, Kevin.
You know, part of the problem is that there are a lot of like emboldened racists out there right now, and they're not going to accept a black Captain America.
Brave New World needs to be about go woke or go broke. Like, it needs to be about everybody being like, I don't want a black Captain America. I don't like this guy. He's not Steve Rogers.
These people turn on you. So why cater to them in the first place? I mean, John Roca is still in the year 2025 triggered by the Iron Man 2 scene of Tony Stark sexually harassing Natasha Romanoff.
The male gaze full effect, right? Here it is. They're looking at Natasha, right? They're doing this kind of thing. What's your name, lady? If it pleases the court, which it does. And she is potentially a very expensive sexual harassment lawsuit. And then he said, I want one. I want one. And we know what that meant. It wasn't, I want an assistant. I want someone to take notes for me. It's, I want one, which means a young woman that he can sexually harass, for God's sakes.
Oh. So, Kevin, man, you want to fix Marvel, you want to turn things around, you want to get the MCU back on track. The answer is simple. Don't cater to these people at all. Don't give them anything. Go the American Eagle route, and I think you'll be surprised how quickly the MCU could rebound. But, of course, being realistic, I think it's safe to say that they're probably not going to do that. So we will just keep doing what we're doing in ripping on it and calling this shit out. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out some of the other content already live on the channel. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.